I'll be honest, this is one of the hardest videos I've had to make, because whenever you talk about differences in health between groups, it can be misunderstood. But as a doctor, I've seen something I can't ignore. Some people are developing high blood pressure earlier and experiencing more severe complications. And if we don't talk about it openly, we miss the chance to prevent it. In this video, we're going to break down why this happens, from biology to environment, and more importantly, what you can actually do to protect yourself and your family. Because understanding your personal risk is the first step to taking control of your health. So stay with me, because what you learn today could genuinely change your future. Before we explore the disparities, let's cover the basics. What exactly is blood pressure? Think of your blood vessels as highways and your blood as traffic. Blood pressure is the force of that traffic pushing against the highway walls. We record it with two numbers. The top number, systolic pressure, is the pressure when your heart beats. The bottom number, diastolic pressure, is the pressure when your heart rests between beats. According to the American Heart Association, normal blood pressure is less than 120/80. Hypertension, or high blood pressure, is diagnosed when those numbers are consistently higher. Stage 1 hypertension is a systolic pressure of 130 to 139, or a diastolic of 80 to 89. Stage 2, which is more serious, is 140/90 or higher. Now here's the most dangerous part. High blood pressure often has no symptoms. None. You can walk around with dangerously high pressure inside your arteries and feel completely fine. That's why it's earned the name, the silent killer. While you feel okay on the outside, inside that constant elevated force is wearing down your arteries, making them less elastic and more prone to damage. This silent damage is a ticking time bomb. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is a leading cause of heart attacks, strokes, heart failure, and kidney disease. Nearly half of all adults in the United States have high blood pressure, but the burden of this disease is not shared equally. For certain communities, the risk isn't just higher, the consequences are often far more severe. Understanding why is the key to fighting back. This is where the story gets more complex. The fact is, your race and ethnicity can play a dramatic role in your likelihood of developing hypertension. The numbers are stark and tell a story we can't afford to ignore. Let's look at the data. The age-adjusted prevalence of hypertension is highest among non-Hispanic Black adults, at a staggering 58%. For comparison, the rate is lower for non-Hispanic white adults, 49%, non-Hispanic Asian adults, 45%, and Hispanic adults, 39%. This isn't a small statistical blip, it's a massive public health chasm. What's even more concerning is that these disparities lead to worse outcomes. Black adults not only have some of the highest rates of hypertension in the world, but they also tend to develop it earlier in life and experience more severe complications. The risk of debilitating strokes and end-stage kidney disease can be multiple times higher for Black adults compared to white adults. And while Black Americans have similar rates of being aware of their condition and seeking treatment compared to white Americans, their rates of actually getting their blood pressure under control are significantly lower. Meanwhile, Hispanic and Asian Americans often have lower rates of awareness and treatment to begin with, meaning many may not even know they are at risk until it's too late. So why does this alarming gap exist? The truth is a complex, interwoven tapestry of factors. Some are written in our DNA, stretching back generations. Others are written into the fabric of our society, in the neighborhoods we live in, the food we can access, and the daily stresses we face. It's the intricate and often cruel interplay between genetics and lifestyle. Unpacking these hidden factors is the first step toward creating a healthier future for everyone. To really get why these disparities exist, we have to look at a powerful combination of two things: the biological and genetic predispositions passed down through generations, and the social and environmental factors that shape our daily lives. The heritability of hypertension, meaning how much of the risk is thanks to genetics, is estimated to be somewhere between 30% and 50%. One of the most studied genetic factors is salt sensitivity. Our bodies need a delicate sodium balance, which is regulated by a hormonal system called the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, or RAS. Research suggests some genetic variations, which are more common in individuals of West African ancestry, can lead to the body retaining more salt. When the body holds on to salt, it also holds on to water, increasing blood volume and raising blood pressure. This may help explain why dietary salt can have a more potent effect on blood pressure in some Black individuals. Researchers are investigating several specific genes for their potential role, such as variants in SCNN1B and GRK4, which are involved in sodium regulation. However, it's the genes related to the RAAS system that have more established links. But it's not just about getting high blood pressure. It's also about how the body responds. The impact can be more severe in some groups. For example, one major study found that for every 10-point increase in systolic blood pressure, the associated risk of stroke was 24% higher for Black adults, but only 8% higher for white adults. This suggests a potential difference in how vulnerable the body is to the damage caused by hypertension. But I want to be absolutely clear, genetics are not destiny. These predispositions may load the gun, but it's often the environment that pulls the trigger. The fact that these disparities persist tells us we must look beyond our biology. This brings us to what might be the most powerful driver of these health gaps, the social determinants of health. That's a term for the conditions in the places where people are born, live, learn, work, and age. These factors are a massive piece of the hypertension puzzle. Let's break them down. First, chronic stress and discrimination. Your body has a fight-or-flight alarm system that temporarily spikes your blood pressure when you face a threat. But what happens when that alarm never shuts off? For many people from marginalized groups, daily life involves a constant hum of stress from systemic discrimination, financial strain, and worry. This chronic stress has been definitively linked to an increased risk of developing hypertension in African Americans. Second, economic stability and education. There is a direct link between socioeconomic status and blood pressure. Worrying about bills, job security, or affording healthy food puts your body under constant stress. Lower levels of education can also impact health literacy, making it harder to navigate the healthcare system. The more of these adverse social factors a person faces, the higher their risk of hypertension. Third, neighborhood and physical environment. Where you live matters profoundly. Do you have access to safe parks and fresh produce supermarkets? Or are you in a food desert, where the only options are fast food and convenience stores high in salt and unhealthy fats? Living in a disadvantaged neighborhood is associated with higher blood pressure because it shapes your lifestyle choices in powerful ways. Finally, healthcare access and quality. Disparities in insurance coverage can create huge barriers to getting diagnosed and treated, but it goes deeper. A history of systemic racism has led to lower trust in the healthcare system among many Black communities. When patients don't feel heard or respected by their doctors, they are less likely to stick to treatment plans. For Hispanic and Asian populations, language barriers can also be a significant hurdle to getting effective care. When you put it all together, the picture is painfully clear. A person might have a genetic predisposition for salt sensitivity, live in a neighborhood with few healthy options, face daily stress from discrimination, and lack a doctor they trust. This isn't a single risk factor, it's a perfect storm. Knowing the why is important, but it's the how that empowers you. The good news is, no matter your background, there are concrete steps you can take to lower your risk and take control of your blood pressure. First things first, you must know your numbers. Because high blood pressure is silent, you can't manage what you don't measure. Getting your blood pressure checked is simple. You can do it at your doctor's office, at many pharmacies, or with a home blood pressure monitor. The American Heart Association actually recommends home monitoring for everyone with high blood pressure. When you get your numbers, write them down. Track them. Understand what they mean. If your numbers are elevated, it's time to act. The goal for most adults is to keep their blood pressure below 130/80 mmHg, but you should talk to your doctor about your personal target, as guidelines are increasingly emphasizing individualized goals. While medication is a critical tool, lifestyle changes are the cornerstone of blood pressure management. Let's focus on the big three: diet, exercise, and stress management. First, diet. The most recommended eating plan for hypertension is the DASH diet, Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. It emphasizes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, while limiting sodium, saturated fat, and sugar. Studies have shown the DASH diet can lower systolic blood pressure by as much as 11 points in people with hypertension. The key is reducing sodium. Aim for less than 2,300 milligrams a day, or even 1,500 milligrams for a bigger impact. Start reading labels and using herbs for flavor instead of salt. Second, exercise. Regular physical activity makes your heart stronger, so it can pump more blood with less effort. This lowers the force on your arteries. The goal is at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic exercise per week, like a brisk walk, cycling, or dancing. If you face barriers like an unsafe neighborhood, get creative. Try at-home workout videos or just incorporate more movement into your day by taking the stairs or doing squats during TV commercials. Third, stress management. Given the powerful link between chronic stress and high blood pressure, actively managing stress is a necessity. We can't always eliminate stress, but we can change how we respond. Techniques like mindfulness, meditation, and deep breathing can help. Regular exercise is also a fantastic stress buster. Make time for hobbies and lean on your social connections. If you feel overwhelmed, don't hesitate to seek support from a mental health professional. Taking control of your health means being an active partner with your healthcare team. Find a doctor you trust. If you feel dismissed, it's okay to get a second opinion. Go to your appointments prepared. Bring your home blood pressure readings and ask questions. What's my target blood pressure? What are the side effects of this medication? You are your own #1 health advocate. If you are prescribed medication, take it as directed. Never stop taking it without talking to your doctor, even if your numbers improve. Adherence is critical. Finally, lean on your community. Talk to your family and friends. Make healthy changes together. Quitting smoking, reducing alcohol, and eating better are all easier when you have a supportive team cheering you on. So what's the big takeaway here? While your ethnicity can influence your risk, your health is not predetermined. You have the power to act. This story doesn't have to end with a complication. It can end with control and a longer, healthier life. It all starts with one simple step: knowing your numbers. It continues with small, consistent choices: choosing an apple over chips, taking a walk after dinner, taking a few deep breaths when you feel stressed. So here's what I want you to do. First, make a plan to get your blood pressure checked this week. Talk to your doctor about your personal risk. Second, share this video. Share it with your parents, your siblings, your friends, especially those in communities that are hit the hardest. This information could save a life. And finally, if you found this video valuable, please subscribe for more content that breaks down complex health topics and gives you the tools to take control of your well-being. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.